President Trump says that he must have a role in choosing Iran's leader, and he will make his decision by holding Iran's first beauty contest, the Miss Ayatollah pageant. It's the Max Kevin Podcast. Hit my music.
Max Kevin, Max Kevin, Max Kevin, Max Kevin, Max Kevin.
Sing it if you know the words.
Max Kevin Podcast.
Hey everybody, I'm Max Kevin. Welcome to the Max Kevin Podcast. Sorry for the late episode. I had a little tummy achy wakey this week. Little tum hurt. My tummy. I ate some bad steakums, and I got a little tummy ache. I didn't have any diarrhea, if anybody was wondering. I don't know if you guys were wondering if I had diarrhea. I just had a little tummy ache, you know. I read recently on the internets there that it's part of Chinese culture. Like, if you're sick from work, people have no problem saying that they just had diarrhea, you know. Like in America, if you have diarrhea and you're, you know, you just call your boss, you're like, yeah, I got stomach problems. I can't come to work today. And they're like, okay. But I guess in China, you call your boss and you're like, my butthole just exploded into the toilet. I got explosive diarrhea. And your boss is like, okay, well, see you next time. You know, I guess it's part of their culture. You know, that's how they do it over there in China. I don't know if that's true. I just read that online. Anyway, let's see. Let's give a little update on the podcast. So, you know, these video podcasts, they take a lot of time to edit and get everything together. Last episode 2 took me about 6 hours to edit, put all the clips together. And let's see, my views on YouTube, I got six views. 6 views. 6 hours? 6 views. That's about 1 view an hour. So if I want 1 million views, I'm going to have to work about 1 million hours. Well, it's going to be a busy week for me this week. It's going to be a busy week. Of course, you know, I kind of blame the lack of views on you guys for not starting political fights in the comments. What are you doing? The last episode, there was 0 political fights in the comments. I'm very disappointed in all of you. No one is trying to start political fights in the comment. What are you doing? Come on, man. I'm just asking one favor. I just want one favor from you guys. You know, I'm not asking you to loan me any money or anything. All right? I don't want you to change your eating habits or something, you know? I don't want you to live a healthy lifestyle or whatever, okay? I just want you to start political fights in the comments. All right? That's how the algo pushes your content. Okay? The algo wants political fights. Give it what it wants. All right? I don't care if you like Trump, if you hate Trump, if you're a communist, if you're a capitalist, whatever. I don't care. Just fight about it in the comments with other random people that you've never met. They might be 14. They might be 60. They might be, you know, they might have an IQ of 140. They might have an IQ of 80. They might be a part-time janitor at a junior high school. I don't care. Just fight with them about political shit in the comments. All right. Thank you. Anyway. That's it. That's it for my life. Shall we start making jokes about the news? Let's do it.
Make jokes about the news. It's time to make jokes about the news. We're making jokes about the news when everything slides.
All right, we're making jokes about the news because everything sucks. Maybe everything sucks a little more this week than last week. Anyway, all right, let's look at the first news story here. A company made a dish of neurons play Doom. All right, I don't know if you guys seen this article here. You can see in the picture there that there's this box. They got this computer box thing, and they put neurons in it, and they're programming the neurons to play video games. Okay. Well, I think I speak for everyone when I say that every researcher on this project and everyone who thought this should be a good idea should be arrested and put in the gulag, and they should never be allowed to do any science again. Okay? You know that line in Jurassic Park, you know, it's like, we spent so much time thinking of whether we could, we never thought about if we should, or, you know, something like that. I don't know the line exactly, but I'm not exactly sure that putting neurons in a box and programming, you know, like, I don't know how consciousness works. I don't know if you guys believe in a soul or whatever, but I'm I'm quite certain that we're all just a bunch of, your brain is just a bunch of neurons. And I'm not sure growing neurons and putting them in a computer is the best idea, is the most ethical scientific choice there. Okay, there's in these boxes, there's 200,000 neurons, which is like it's like a fruit fly. It's like the brain of a fruit fly. Us humans, we have 85 billion neurons in our brain. Some of us more than others, some of us a little less. But anyway, I mean, what's the difference really between all we are is neurons. It's just a number. Eventually, these boxes, they're gonna put a billion. Eventually, we're just gonna have brains in a box. You guys ever think about that? You ever think about that? You might just be a brain in a box. Did you ever think about that, Dad? I think about that sometimes, Dude, I might just be a brain in a box, I might just be a brain in the box. Yeah. So what's kind of interesting about this article here is how they train the neurons there, how they, so basically, it's like, how do you get these neurons to actually play a video game? Well, you have to train them. You have to, train them. And what they do is how it works is if they send the neurons like a stable signal, it strengthens the connections. And if they send it a chaotic signal, it doesn't, they don't strengthen the connections. And that's basically how your brain works there, is that if you get a stable signal, it's the neurons form stronger connections, and that's like how you learn stuff, right? And it's quite crazy because there's also like psychology research about how if you have like too many choices, it creates anxiety. Like, like negative feelings are from entropy. Yeah, entropy creates negative feelings, So like order makes people feel calm and at ease, and chaos makes you feel, entropy makes you feel anxious and uneasy, and that's just nature, that's how our brain works there, and it's sort of it's a mathematical thing there, it's like, I don't know, doesn't that make you think about the universe and stuff? It's like, okay, the universe itself is, they say, it started out in a highly ordered state, and then the Big Bang hit, right? And like the flow of time, the reason why we have a flow of time is because entropy, right? Entropy only increases, things become more chaotic, and that's the arrow of time. That's the only thing we can use to say that time is going forward, is that, eggs break. They don't, a broken egg doesn't become an egg, but you can drop an egg and it'll break, but you can never undrop an egg, the entropy only goes in the one direction. Things become more disordered, So the flow of time, if chaos makes us uneasy and the flow of time is also more chaos, that means that like the flow of time is making us anxious. Anyway, just something to think about while you're getting high today on your legal drugs in America. All right, next story. ChatGPT adult mode. Dude, ChatGPT delays the release of adult mode. I don't know if you guys are using ChatGPT. I use it every day to, I ask questions and stuff. And apparently, like, you can't use ChatGPT. Like, you can use it to write your essays at school, and you can use it to write little stories and stuff, but it is unable to write adult erotica. Until now. So, yeah, if you guys are, if you're yearning for your erotic stories, I remember when I was a little kid, you go to the supermarket and there'd be those erotic stories on the bookshelf there. There would be like some big, like Arnold Schwarzenegger type guy on the cover, and then like some lady in like a dress, and the guy always had his shirt off, and he'd be like holding the woman, like like bending, like about to kiss her. Those romance novels were everywhere in the supermarket when I was a little kid. I never bought them. I always bought the Electronic Gaming Monthly, EGM as it was called. That was my favorite video game magazine growing up. Anyway, so apparently these erotic novels, they're quite popular, especially with the women there, I hear. I hear the women like reading the erotic novels, and they don't even like the sex part. They like the lead up to the, I don't know, that's kind of boring, I guess it just goes to show you how different male and women, well, male and women, male and female, male and female brains are, the us males, we want to see some action, the hunka chunka, the what is it, the wild mambo, that's what we want to see, We don't want to be wined and dined, and flirting. That's boring, dude. But anyway, so if if there's not enough adult erotic novels in the world there, even though they're everywhere, apparently you can use AI to write them for you. Like if you're just feeling lonely at night, you're like, what am I going to do tonight? I got nothing to read. I kind of want to read an erotic novel, but I'm too lazy to go to the bookstore. Or I don't even have to go to the book. I can just order one on Amazon, but it's going to take 24 hours to get here. I have Prime. It's going to take a day to get here, but I can't wait. I need my erotic fiction right now. Well, you can use AI in the future, maybe. That's just another job the AI's taken. AI's taken all of our jobs. I thought my one job of writing erotic fiction would be safe. I thought my descriptions of a bulbous penis would be safe, but no. AI's taken that job too. I thought I had a talent. I thought I was the only one in the world that could write paragraph after paragraph describing the size and the color of nipples. But apparently no. My one skill is no longer useful in the world. My nipple descriptions are no longer needed. AI's taken over. Okay, anyway, next story. Let's see. Next story here. Hidden Valley is hiring ranch ambassadors to travel to Europe and test ranch on local food. Oh, I love ranch dressing. Don't you just want to drink ranch dressing every day? I just wake up in the morning like, hey, you want a cup of coffee? No, dude, I want a cup of ranch. There's no better way to start your day than drinking a cup of ranch in the morning. Do you think do they have ranch? Americans love ranch and bacon. Everyone already knows that Americans love bacon, but I think it's not memed enough there how much people love ranch in America. And I tell you, I used to work at Chili's there, and people would order a salad, and I'd be like, "What dressing do you want?" And they're like, "Well, what dressings do you have?" And it's like, "Okay, we got ranch, blue cheese, Thousand Island, a creamy Italian, and every time they'd just be like, ranch. And I'd be like, yeah, I know. That's what every single person orders. We go through 17 jugs of this gallon of ranch every day, and nobody orders Thousand Island. We got that same, if you order Thousand Island at the Chili's, it's been sitting in that refrigerator for 7 weeks, all right? So always order the ranch because it's new, it's fresh. If you go to the Chili's there, Man, these people, they put ranch on everything at the Chili's, Like they get their burger and they're like, can I get some ramekins of ranch? They dip their burger and they dip their fries in ranch, It's one of those things that people always get at restaurants that you never get at home. Like if you're eating at home, you're not dipping all your food in ranch, but when you go to a restaurant, you're like, oh, can I get some ranch? I want to dip my fries in ranch. I want to dip this burrito in ranch. I want a side of ranch for my margarita. Anyway, so apparently, the American market's not enough here, yeah? Yeah, ranch is actually not very popular at all around the world. It's sort of an American thing, kind of like peanut butter and root beer. Those are two other things that are only popular in America. The rest of the world doesn't really like, yeah? And, so they're trying to push this Hidden Valley, who, I'm not sure they make the best type of ranch there. I guess they're quite popular, but it's just a bunch of chemicals there, of course. And I'm not so sure this is the best idea there. I don't think Europeans have that same American mentality where they just try to fatten up everything. They don't exactly like deep fried butter over there in Europe. They like cooking. They like cooking and music and art and spending time with their family. I don't think Americans can understand that. We're kind of more like deep fried. Let's watch the TV. Let's not talk during dinner, okay? Daddy's got a drinking problem, all right? I don't want to talk to my family. I want another beer and I want a side of ranch. Yes. So in this news article here, the picture they got, it's like, oh, an Italian margarita pizza. You think Italians are really going to put ranch on their pizza? I heard like Pizza Hut or Domino's, or one of those, they tried to launch some restaurants in Italy, and they just went totally bankrupt, and no one went there because they didn't want to eat that shit. Because, people actually like cooking and quality food over there. They pride themselves. I don't think they're going to put ranch on their pizza like Americans do, Americans eat their pizza, they eat the pizza and they'll be holding the crust and they'll be like, oh, what am I doing with this crust? This crust, there's no cheese on it. There's no salt. What am I supposed to do with it? I need to dip it in something fatty. I need to dip it in some butter. Or there's no cheese in my crust. This is bullshit. I'm going to dip this in ranch. I don't think Italians don't really care about that, what would be good with this this eggplant parmesan is some ranch. What would be good on this schnitzel? Ranch. What would be good on this paella? Ranch. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work over here in Japan, These high-class sushi restaurants, it's like, move over, soy sauce. We're putting ranch on this sushi. Oh, you got the tempura roll? Well, have you tried it with ranch? Oh, Jiro dreams of sushi, huh? He spent 70 years perfecting how to make sushi. Well, did he put any ranch on that tuna? On that fatty tuna? Oh, it took you 70 years to perfect your sushi, but you still don't know how good ranch is, huh? It would have only taken you 1 year if you just put a side of ranch on your... Anyway. It's a good dressing. I like ranch. It's delicious. All right, next story here. Britney Spears. She got arrested for a DUI. You guys heard that song? She's like, oh, baby, baby, how was I supposed to know what my blood alcohol level was? Oh, baby, baby, I drank 17 margaritas. I didn't know I couldn't drive. Oh, baby, baby, I thought my car had autopilot. But I didn't know where the button was because I was blacked out drunk. Oh, baby, baby. Anyway, poor Britney. Kind of feel sorry for Britney here. She had a life, huh? She's had a life. So Britney's crazy, right? Everybody knows Britney's crazy. Kind of makes you wonder, like, was she born that way? Was she right back, baby? I was born that way, Or was it just the lifetime in the spotlight there that kind of made her go crazy? Was it the paparazzi there? I don't know. I'm sure the substance abuse doesn't help. It's probably better to stay sober. Anyway, this article says her kids are not going to be responsible for her recovery. I mean, why should they be? They're her children. I don't think we should. They are getting older. I think they're like 19 or something. One of the oldest one's like 19. It's like, come on, he's got to prepare for his own life. Okay, he doesn't have time to take care of drunk, drug-addicted mom. Poor Britney. Poor Britney. All right, anyway, next story. Is that it? Is that it for the stories? Oh, that is it for the news stories. All right, it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Hot Nerd Talk.
Hot nerd talk. Don't tell any women. Oh, hot nerd talk. Don't tell any women. Hot nerd talk.
All right, it's time for Hot Nerd Talk. Be sure to don't tell any women about this, all right? If you're a woman, stop listening right now. All right, but start political fights in the comments, but then stop listening. All right? Okay, so this week it was March 10th, which is, it's Mario Day, everybody. It's Mario Day, March 10th. It kind of looks like Mario. That's why it's, our marketing department ran out of ideas. So we're trying to make a national holiday. Yeah, Mario Day is right up there with International Women's Day, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys heard of International Women's Day. It started getting popular like 10 years ago. It was just made up by somebody. I don't know about any of these days that are not like legal holidays, It's like, oh, do we still have to go to work on Mario Day? Can I call in sick? Can I call my boss? I'm like, yeah, sorry, boss. It's Mario Day today. Just going to play on my Switch here. What's that? I'm fired? Oh, okay. Well, it's also International Women's Day. You can't fire me from that because that makes you sexist. Okay, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Anyway, I don't know. Okay, like if we have to keep one, like we can only keep one. If you had to choose, we can only keep Mario Day or International Women's Day. Which one are you choosing? Okay, I'm gonna choose Mario Day because the amount of pretentious posts on social media on International Women's Day, it's like, oh, happy International Women's Day, everybody. Tell your mom. You know, we already have Mother's Day, right? I mean, it's like, what are you supposed to do on International Women's Day? You know who's really oppressed in this world is the bald white man. All right, you know, I go walk around. These people are like, "Oh, you got no hair? You must be old." All right, that's bullshit. I'm not that old. Okay, I'm very young, but people are judging me just because I got no hair. That's not my fault. I started losing my hair when I was like 23. Okay, I mean, where's International Bald White Guy Day? Where's International You're Losing Your Hair in Your 20s Day? Come on, that's bullshit, dude. You think you led a hard life just because you're a woman? All right. Well, you still got all your hair. You know, it's bullshit, dude. Anyway, Mario Day, they had sales on some games. You know, you could get 10% off on games that were published 10 years ago. Anyway, you know, it's another terrible day is Star Wars Day, May the 4th. Oh God, all the super nerds come out. They're like, oh, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Okay, well, you're an idiot. I hate all these days. I hate every holiday. Every holiday that's not like, okay, Christmas, Thanksgiving, okay, those are real holidays, okay? Those are real holidays. July 4th, that's a real holiday. America, Independence Day, that's a real holiday, all right? We got fireworks and barbecues. If you don't have a fireworks and barbecue party on your Mario Day or May the 4th Day or International Women's Day, oh, there's no barbecue, there's no fireworks, it's not a real day, okay? If you want to make International Women's Day a real holiday, we better have a barbecue and fireworks, all right? Or I'm never gonna celebrate it. I'm gonna be abusive to women, all right? That's how I'm gonna protest. I'm gonna abuse women on International Women's Day until we get barbecue and fireworks, and I definitely want a side of ranch at the barbecue. All right, I'm just joking, everybody. Okay, don't report me. All right, next story in Hot Nerd Talk, we got Super Mario Galaxy movie cast Donald Glover as Yoshi. What sounds is he going to make there exactly? Yoshi has one line. He just says, Yoshi! That's it. That's all. He doesn't say anything except for Yoshi! And then when you jump on him, he says, I can't even make that sound, you know? I don't even know how they made that sound in the game. It's like, and then like when he eats stuff, it's like, Is that they hired Donald Glover to? How much are they paying this guy to go? Yoshi. I mean, they could have paid me. I would have done it for free. You know, I don't understand why they have any famous actors in this movie at all. It's like it's like how much money are they wasting on Chris Pratt and every other famous person that's in this movie? Jack Black is all right. Okay, I like Jack Black. You know, he's a good Bowser, but seriously, they could have used anybody's voice. They could have used any voice actor, and I seriously doubt it would have decreased the box office of this movie. Like, the reason why they use celebrity voices is to, like, get people to go, you know? But it's like, that's not why anybody that's watching this movie, you know, no one is watching this movie because they want to hear these people's voices. Who are the marketing people that are wasting money on this? The amount of incompetence. The amount of incompetence in the movie industry is about the same as the amount of incompetence in government. Hey, we're getting political here. Start a fight about that. Anyway, congratulations, Donald Glover. I hope you make lots of money saying, Yoshi! I don't know. Anyway, looking forward to that movie. It looks really cool. I really enjoyed the first one there. It was a little too fast for my liking. It should have been 10% slower, you know? The visuals in this movie are crazy, you know, but they're going so fast. You're just like, what is going on here? You know? Just slow it down a little bit, okay? I want to enjoy the details, all right? I mean, these animators got to be working for years, you know? adding these little Easter eggs and details, but you can't even see them because it just goes by so fast. Anyway, that's a cool movie. I hope it's coming out. It's coming out next month. 3D. Really want to see it. Anyway, all right, it's time for the last segment of the show. It's hot UFC talk. Of course, last week we had the Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira for the BMF belt. Oopsies, I was wrong about that one. I lost my $10. Max Holloway lost me my $10. Yeah, that went a little differently than I expected. You know, I thought Max Holloway's takedown defense was a little better than it was actually. I thought also that, you know, because it was the BMF belt there, that Charles Oliveira wouldn't just wrestle the entire time. You know, he would like try to punch. You know, but you know, even the stand-up, Charles was having success. He was landing a lot, so I don't know why he didn't want to stand. You know, yeah, a lot of people are complaining, you know, because this was the BMF belt. It was just kind of a wrestle. Even though it was a great performance, it was like it's not in the spirit of the BMF. You know, like when people think the BMF belt, they think people are going to stand and bang. You know, it's going to be a striking exchange there. But Charles Oliveira, he's like, nah, I kind of want the win. So I think I'll just wrestle him because he clearly can't wrestle me. So I think I'll just wrestle him. Yeah, I kind of forgot. Yeah, Charles Oliveira is a very good wrestler. You know, he did hold his own against Arman Tsarukyan, and that is how he won when he was coming up. Before he won the belt, there he out wrestled like Tony Ferguson there. So he is a very good wrestler, but yeah, a lot of people are disappointed that he didn't swang and bang, you know. And you know what I don't understand is all these people. There's all these MMA, what do you call them? Casuals. There's all these casual fans that don't like wrestling. You know, they don't like the wrestlers. Well, it's okay. Well, so then watch kickboxing. If you don't like wrestling, then watch kickboxing. You know, why isn't kickboxing more popular if there's so many people that just want to watch people swang and bang? You know. If you don't like MMA, don't watch it. If you don't like wrestling, don't watch MMA, bro. Watch kickboxing. Oh, kickboxing's not okay. All right, well, stop complaining there. Of course, yeah. I mean, it was the BMF belt there, so it wasn't really in the spirit of the BMF belt there. You know, Charles Oliveira, he just wanted the win there. So, I don't blame him, but yeah, for the fans, they're kind of disappointed. Anyway, the White House card was unveiled. It's gonna be called UFC Freedom 250. UFC. I thought this was gonna be on July 4th, but it's gonna be on June 15th. It's not even in July there. I thought, isn't this the anyway? I didn't really understand that there. Of course, a lot of people are kind of disappointed in this card. Yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's not terrible. We got Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. Rumors are this was supposed to be Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev at 170, but Makhachev pulled out because he got a little injury or something there. So they made Justin Gaethje, and this is kind of gonna be sad there because Justin Gaethje is American, you know, and Ilia Topuria is gonna knock him out in the first round. So it's gonna be a metaphor for the downfall of America because basically America's over this year. You know, we're going to go bankrupt. I don't think the Iran war is going to strengthen the dollar. It's going to, you know, I think they already spent $11 billion in like 1 week. So buy gold and silver, everybody. This is a metaphor. Ilia Topuria is the gold standard, and Justin Gaethje is the U.S. dollar being used as a reserve currency around the world. And Ilia Topuria is going to knock him out in the first round there, you know. Of course, Ilia Topuria is getting divorced from his hot wife. His hot wife cheated on him. I don't know. Yeah, she's pretty hot. I understand. But I think he's going to be angry. He's probably going to be angry. He's going to imagine Justin Gaethje is the guy that stole his hot wife from him. And he's going to knock him out in the first round. Anyway, of course, then we got Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane. Rumors is that they were trying to make this with John Jones. I don't know. Dana White and John Jones, you can't really trust either of them, you know. They're going back and forth on the internets there, on the tweeter. They're like, oh, I thought I was going to fight in the White House. Anyway, it's going to be Alex Pereira moving up to heavyweight versus Cyril Ipoke Gane. Yeah, Alex Pereira, he weighs like 240. So he's not, yeah, he doesn't have to gain so much weight. Of course, Cyril Gane is probably like 260, right? So it's got a 20-pound advantage there. I think Pereira is much faster. But yeah, Gane is a very good striker. So this is going to be a good fight, I think. Yeah, anyway, I should probably maybe I'll talk about this in 2 months. I'll talk about this card in 2 months. Of course, we got Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel's on this card because he's Trump's favorite fighter. Trump loves Bo Nickel because he's got a great American name like Bo Nickel. It's not a great American name like Mauricio Rufy. Okay, of course, that guy's Brazilian, so I don't know why he would have a great American name. But Bo Nickel versus Kyle Daukaus. Kyle Daukaus he's hot again. He used to be not so hot, but he's hot again. Of course, Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez is a hot up-and-coming commodity there, you know. He's fighting Mexican-American. Diego Lopez is a Brazilian-Mexican. Well, he's Brazilian, but he lives in Mexico. So he's a Mexican-Brazilian, and Steve Garcia is Mexican-American. So both these guys are not really Mexican. You know, one of them is a Brazilian-Mexican versus Mexican-American. So it's basically going to be at the White House on the 250th anniversary of America. We're going to have two guys fighting for who is the actual real Mexican. Anyway, I guess that's it for today. I guess that's enough podcast for today. Be sure to start political fights in the comments so I get more than 6 views. All right? I'm not editing this thing for 6 hours just so I can get 6 views. Okay? Start political fights in the comments, damn it. What are you doing with your life if you're not starting political fights in the comments? All right, see you guys later.